Good morning students. Today we are going to cover some more questions based on data handling, bar graph, double bar graph. Okay. So I have taken question number 4. This question is given on page number 73 of your NCRT. So though I have not written the whole question, I have written the data over here. Okay, and you need to represent this data on a double bar graph. How to draw, I'll explain you. How to take the appropriate scale while drawing the bar graph on the graph paper, I'll explain you this thing, okay? But before that, how to read the given data? So the question says is the performance of a student in first and second term is given. So this is the performance of a student given the first term and the second term out of 100, okay? And these are the subjects given: English, Hindi, Maths, Science and Social Studies, that is SST. So how to read this data? So in English, that particular student got 67 marks in first term and 70 marks in the next term. So obviously you can see there is an improvement, right? There is an improvement in his performance, right? Similarly, that student in Hindi got 72 marks in the first term, but then he got 65 marks in the second term. That means his performance goes down, right? Then the first term in mathematics, that student got 88 marks, but in second term he got 95 marks. That means again his improvement. There is an improvement in his performance. Then in science, in first term he got 81 marks, and in second term he performed well and he got 85 marks. That means again there is a improvement in his performance, right? Then in the first term in SST, in social science, he got 73 marks, and in second term he improved and he got 75 marks. So in a very vague idea I have given to you, in a very vague idea, what conclusion you can draw from here is, in English, Maths, Science and SST, in social science, that the student performed well, but only in Hindi his performance goes down. Right? So in this way you read this data. Now how to represent this data on the bar graph? For that I remove this part. So those who don't have NCRT, those who don't have book, please note down this question fast. Then I'll rub this part and I'll draw a bar graph, double bar graph here. Okay? So please note it down fast. Now this is how you can draw a double bar graph for a given data. Here you have 5 subjects. Let's say this is English. I write English, E for English, H for Hindi, M for Maths, SCI for Science and SST for Social Science. Okay, students? So 5 subjects which are given in the question, I have labeled it on x-axis, and on the y-axis I'll start the data from 10. Okay, let's say this is 10, this is 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and 100. So this is 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and 100. So on the y-axis I have represented the marks. Okay, so these are the marks in first term and the second term. So generally in general I have written marks on the y-axis. Okay, now read the data given in the question. In first term in English, that student got 67 marks. Okay, so 67 will lie somewhere between 60 and 70, but much closer to 70, right? So 67. So let's say 67 represented by this. So this is 67. This is 67. So that student got 67 marks in first term in English subject. Okay. Then in second term he got 70 marks. That means this representing 70. So it is recommended that draw these graphs on the graph paper for better clarity and better understanding. Okay. So I have shaded this portion, I have shaded this graph to differentiate that this one is showing by the this graph is showing first term with marks, and this dotted, or you can say dash bar is showing marks in the second term. Okay, so this is 70. Now then in Hindi he got 72 marks. In Hindi, in the first term he got 72 marks. That means somewhere above 70, right? Somewhere above 70. So let's say this is showing 72. So I'll write here 72. This marks he got in Hindi in the first term, and then he got 65 marks. So 65 will lie somewhere between 60 and 70, right? So 65 will lie somewhere between 60 and 70. That means this is representing 65. So 65 marks he got in the second term exam in Hindi, right? Note it down fast. Now in mathematics he got 88 marks. So 88 will lie somewhere below 90, right? Between 80 and 90, but below 90, right? Or you can say much closer to 90. So this is representing 88 and 95. In the next term he got 95 marks in mathematics. So in between 90 and 100, right? So this is representing 95. This is representing 95. Okay. Now, in science he got 81 marks. In science he got 81 marks. So 81 is much closer to 81, 80 but above it. Okay. So this is for 80. So 81 is somewhere above 80. Okay. So this is 81 and then 85. Okay. So 85. So this is representing 85. Okay. Again, this shaded bar is for second term marks and this is for second term marks. Okay. Then for social science he got 73 in the first term and 75 in the next term. Okay. So 73. So 73 will lie somewhere above 70 and in between 80 and 70. So this is for 73. If this is 72, then 73 will somewhere above. So this is 73. If this is 73, then 75 will obviously. So this is 75 and this is 73. Note it down fast. So this is how you draw a bar graph, double bar graph on the basis of given data. Okay. Note it down fast. Then we will do some question based on the same. So this was the first part of this question that you need to answer. Okay. Now on the basis of the given data, like for English, Hindi, Maths, Science and SST. 65, 6700, 67 and 70, 72 and 65, 88 and 95, 81 and 85, 73 and 70. Now, so these are the first term marks, these are the second term marks. Now from here you can conclude this thing. There is an improvement. There is an improvement of 3 marks, right? 67, earlier he got 67, now he got 70 marks. That means improvement, you can say improvement will be equals to 70 minus 67, which is equals to 3. I think this thing is clear to you all, right? Okay, I am leaving this one for the time being. I will explain you later. Before that, in mathematics, he got 88 earlier and then he got 95. That means there is an improvement. Improvement of how much? How many marks? 7 marks. That means 95 minus 88, there is an improvement of 7 marks. Okay, then from 81 to 85 in science, even in science he improved by 4 marks. In SST also he improved by 2 marks. 75 minus 73 is equals to 2 marks. But what about Hindi? In Hindi his performance is not improved, rather it has gone down. From 72 to 65, improvement is in negative, here improvement is in positive, right? But in case of Hindi, improvement is in negative. You can write 65 minus 72, that is minus 7. What does minus indicate? That is improvement has gone down. That is improvement has gone down. That means his performance get deteriorate. और कम हो गया उसका performance, right? But in all the other four cases, उसका improvement हुआ है. Okay? Note it down fast. So this negative means, this negative indicates performance has gone down. Okay, note it down fast. Now on the given data, the first question is, in which subject has the child improved his performance the most? So you can say in maths, performance improved the most, and the subject is maths. Okay, so in mathematics, that student's performance improved the most. So your answer is maths. By how much? By 7 marks. By how many marks? By 7 marks. Okay. So this is the answer for your first part of this question. Question number 4, part first. The answer is maths. I hope you have noted down this thing. Please note it down fast. Then second part is, in which subject is the improvement the least? Improvement, that means improvement to hoga but least. So this is an improvement, this is an improvement, this is an improvement, this is an improvement, but the improvement is least in case of social science. So performance improved least in social science. So the answer is SST, that is social science. So the answer for the second part of question number 4 is social science. Okay. Note it down fast. Now, third part is, has the performance gone down in any subject? Has the performance gone down in any subject? What will be your answer? Yes. In Hindi, there is only one subject where that student has got has lower performance, and the subject is Hindi. So this is the third part. The answer of the third part is Hindi subject. Note it down fast. In Hindi only his performance has gone down. Okay. Okay, if you have written this, I'm just rub this part, and now today I'm starting with another topic, probability. Now what is probability? Though it is just an introductory part, what is probability? So you can say probability of an event to occur is equals to favorable outcome divided by total number of outcome. Now what does this mean? Probability, probable, it may be probable, हो भी सकता नहीं भी हो सकता है. Okay, so probable means, a probability means an event, either an event can occur or it cannot be occur. एक इवेंट हो भी सकता नहीं भी हो सकता है. सो उस इवेंट के होने के, अगर होने के क्या प्रोबेबिलिटी है, क्या चांसेस है, और नहीं होने के क्या प्रोबेबिलिटी है, क्या चांसेस है. सो प्रोबेबिलिटी ऑफ एन इवेंट टू अकर, देयर इज अ सिंपल फॉर्मूला, फेवरेबल आउटकम्स डिवाइडेड बाय टोटल नंबर ऑफ आउटकम्स. लेट्स से आई विल गिव यू वन एग्जांपल. फॉर एग्जांपल, I have a 1 rupee coin. I have a 1 rupee coin. When I toss this coin, when I toss this coin what are the probable outcomes can I have? What are, I mean, अगर आप एक coin को toss करते हैं, then what are the probable outcomes that you will get? आपको क्या मिल सकता है उसमें? Either you can get head or you can get tail. या तो बेटा आपको head मिलेगा या tail मिलेगा obviously. आपके पास, let's say you have a coin, you just toss that coin. Either आपके पास head आएगा या फिर tail आएगा. That means total number of outcomes कितने हो गए आपके पास? 2. I think this is visible on the screen also. So 2 is the total number of outcomes. Now you can say total number of outcomes is equals to 2. And what are those? One is head, other is tail. Now my question is, what is the probability? So I'll write probability of getting, I'll set probability of getting a tail. क्या probability की मुझे tail मिल जाए? What you will write? Probability of getting a tail, probability of getting an event. So ये है क्या बेटे? Events हैं आपके. Occurring of head is an event. ये event है. अगर आपका head आ जाता है that means वो event है. अगर tail आ जाता है that means वो event है. That means how many events are there? 2. आप कहें outcomes या कहें आप events, तो यही होगा. Probability of getting a tail. Now tail आना एक event है. So बेटा अगर आप एक toss करते हो, if you toss a coin, how आपने एक टॉस को एक ही बार टॉस, एक कॉइन को आपने एक ही बार टॉस किया, टेल कितनी बार आ सकता है? एक ही बार आ सकता है. दैट मींस 1. सो द फेवरेबल आउटकम्स कितनी बार आ सकता है बेटा? एक ही बार आ सकता है. बट द आंसर विल बी चेंज इफ यू टॉस अ सेम कॉइन 2 टाइम्स, देन आपका क्वेश्चन चेंज हो गया. बट अगर आप एक कॉइन को एक ही बार टॉस करते हैं, इफ यू टॉस अ कॉइन वंस, हाउ मेनी टाइम्स यू विल गेट अ टेल? I mean, what is the probability of getting a tail? 1. सो कितने इवेंट्स है, कितने चांसेस है कि टेल आ सकता है, 1 आउट ऑफ 2. व्हाट इज 2? टोटल नंबर ऑफ आउटकम्स, सो 1/2. Similarly, probability of getting a head. Obviously, probability of getting a head is equals to, अगर आप एक कॉइन को एक बार टॉस करते हो तो बेटा हेड भी आ सकता है ना? तो एक ही तो चांस है कि हेड आ सकता है, एक ही चांस है आउट ऑफ 2. Why 2? बिकॉज टोटल नंबर ऑफ आउटकम कितने पॉसिबल है, या तो हेड आएगा या टेल आएगा, टोटल कितने हो गए 2, सो 1/2. और यू कैन से 50-50 चांसेस. तभी तो आप कहते हैं कि अगर आप एक टॉस को कॉइन करते हैं, एक सॉरी कॉइन को आप टॉस करते हैं, दैट मीन्स आपके पास 50-50 चांसेस है ऑफ गेटिंग हेड और टेल. नोट इट डाउन फर्स्ट. So this is how, this is the basic, or this is the introductory part, introduction of exercise 3.4. There are some more questions that we will cover in the next class. Okay. So till that time, students, watch these videos, submit your work on time, attend your classes, and from tomorrow onwards, we will have Zoom meet, we will have Google Meet. We have shifted our online platform from Zoom to Google Meet. So attend your Google Meet sessions, okay, and be ready with your doubts. Okay, students, thank you.